Katie, where are we going?
We're going to buy a bus.
So my 18-year-old daughter decided she wants a bus of her own, which makes sense. You know, kids that age kind of want their own space, and she knows what she's getting herself into, having helped out with our conversion, and then certain has lived with us and traveled around in it, and now she wants one of her own. So this video is going to be all about that sort of checkout process when you go take a look at a bus. And so again, I'm not a mechanic. I don't really know what I'm doing. This is just kind of what I have done kind of when I look at vehicles and when I looked at buses. And so I'm just going to walk through that process with you. Highly encourage you, if again, find a real mechanic if you can, to go through it so that you're not have any surprises, and who knows, it may come up some surprises with this one. But this is what this video is about, so hope it's helpful for you. Okay, so to get ready to buy the bus, we want to move it, and so had to do a couple things in order to set that up. So got the seller to send us the VIN number, and then contacted the insurance company. Again, Allstate's fantastic. You can check our video on getting bus insurance through them. Called them up, and they got us all set up. And it's 30 days. We can cancel at any time and not pay anything, so that works out pretty well. And then took the insurance card and the VIN number to our town office here in Maine. It's great, and they give you a temporary transport tag, so it's temporary registration. And so we have that all set up, and then we kind of have our kit here ready to go. Got the insurance card, the temporary registration, and then made up a blank bill of sale in case everything works out. So we are ready to go with our kit. So we ended up buying a bus. It was kind of awkward to sort of film the walkthrough while sort of the seller was standing right there, so we didn't really film that part of it. But I'll walk you through now kind of what we did to sort of make the decision to buy the bus. So first thing, this kind of ranks with what you do with a CDL inspection, is just kind of make sure the bus is level and it's not breaking springs on one side, listing, and then check for leaks. And there is a leak of the power steering fluid, and which impacts the, obviously the power steering and really the brakes as well. But I thought that was sort of a minor fix, so it didn't really bother me a whole lot, even though I know it's there. One way I like to check the exhaust is with the bus running, put my hand right up over the exhaust pipe and then listen for any pressure changes. If there's a lot of pressure against my hand, that means there's no leaks in it. But if it makes no difference, then I got a leak somewhere in the exhaust. So I put my hand up against that. I can feel a lot of pressure. So I don't hear exhaust leaking out anywhere else, so I feel confident in the soundness of the exhaust system. One thing you can do to test your tread depth is take a penny and set old Abe on his head and set it inside the tread. Now you can see that space in between the edge of the penny and the top of his head, and if you can see any of that space, then the tread is too shallow. But you notice with this, these again almost brand new tires, they go in there pretty far. So that was kind of a good plus part with this bus, is again, almost new tires. With the engine, it's a diesel, and so I find diesels pretty reliable, I think, overall. And again, I'm not a mechanic, but it also has 149,000 miles on it, which doesn't seem to be a lot for a diesel. I checked the oil, there's plenty of oil. Oil probably should be changed, but it's also owned by a school district. And for the most part, school districts are pretty good about doing the maintenance, in my experience. So I'm going to trust the records on that it's been changed. Transmission fluid is a little low. I pulled the transmission out, just kind of looked at it. Didn't really smell burnt, it smelled like normal transmission fluid. So I think that's a good sign. It's hard to see the belt down in here, but the belt's not frayed. You want about an inch of play in that, and then we had that too, so that seemed to check out okay. Brand new battery. One of my checks for exhaust is I put my hand over the exhaust like that, and to see if it get a lot of pressure. If you get a lot of pressure, then you know there's no holes in the exhaust, and I had a lot of exhaust pressure, so exhaust is good. This is where I had the most concern. Got a big rust hole there on the floor, and a lot of these cross members are rusted out. And that was kind of common through all of them. and a good chunk of rust on the stairs going into the bus. The frame itself is a little rusted, but there are no gaping holes in it. And again, which sort of made me, well, there's supposed to be holes here, but no artificial holes. So inside, kind of what we saw from the outside, you'll get some soft spots on the floor. But the seats are already out, which is actually kind of a benefit because it saves you a little bit of time and then the process of actually trying to get rid of them afterwards. So that was pretty good. And I looked in the ceiling and I don't see any drips and leaks where stuff could be coming through to rot stuff out from the outside. So that's probably a good as well. Alright, so after checking all of that stuff, we decided that it was a pretty decent deal at $3,900. Would have really liked to talk to him down more, but couldn't do it. And I think that, you know, he made a point. I think there's a reality. Any bus that I found around, you know, for the short ones are 5, 7, I guess, for, you know, even in this vintage era. I didn't really like the rust, but so it comes down to sort of a math equation. Can we fix this rust for $1,000 to $2,000? And I think the gamble is that we can. I think we can do that rather than try to track something down that's significantly more expensive. I think that also if you're looking for us up here in the Northeast, if you're looking for a bus without this, it means traveling, you know, to Arizona or someplace outside the Rust Belt, and so then you're adding time and expense into that factor as well. So it's always sort of always a trade-off between, you know, rust or not rust, money and not money. You know, we have to make the decision I think that works best for you. All right, so we have our new bus owner. Katie, what are you gonna do? What do you want a bus?
Because I got a cat and I want to take him up north with me, and he can't stay in the tent because he's a menace.
He can't stand. He'll shred the tent.
Yeah, he'll shred the tent.
Cool.
Also, I think I'm just a mini version of you, and I need to do everything that you do.
Not everything, but a couple things. I don't dance well. I'm not a good ballet dancer.
Oh well.
Yeah. Cool. So so stay tuned. Katie said that she'd love to put some of our process videos on the channel. So if any of you guys are interested in how doing a short bus is a little bit different than a long bus, it'd be a great opportunity to follow along. As always, it's great having you. Like, subscribe, do all those things you do. Until next time, we'll see you around. Thanks for watching.